Good evening, everybody. Just back to this live show on Friday with Mr. Watching Observer, which was a great one on Friday night. The highlight of Friday night show was Mr. Shakespeare. The live chat with the gentleman who got falsely stitched up by Mr. Doyle when he visited the house, when he let him in the house to be to test his equipment. Obviously, I made a video on it basically before about the show. It was a great show, but looking back on it, obviously it was really some time ago, and obviously, in some respects, I'm in that same position as Mr. Shakespeare, because I've cancelled my license. I don't wish to watch BBC anymore, and of course, I'm at the stage like him. I've cut the cord. I don't watch it, and if they did come banging on my door, if I let them in and examine my equipment and everything else, and I'm not watching BBC television, I don't watch it anymore, blah, 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 I'd be facing the same situation as Mr. Shakespeare had. They could, falsify things, they could do what they want and produce evidence, or, well, they can't because I'm not watching it. But of course, in his particular case, you can see from the video, which I'm going to put on to let you watch later, how they stitched him up in part of this, my video of tribute to the guy, because this is the things that BBC did, and they did it to him. Mr. Doyle here, as you can see, making a film of the video, he was the main instigator who arrived at the building, checked all the equipment, stuff like that, and of course made a complete mess. And of course they fabricated the evidence in court, and of course, fabrication of evidence is a criminal offence. And Mr. Shakespeare really never got compensated for it, because the law was protecting the BBC. And like everybody, big corporations have big lawyers, and I suppose Mr. Shakespeare couldn't do much more about it. But it's all on YouTube as archived material. That's the good thing about YouTube. It's all there for you to watch, like I'm showing you the Friday night show. But obviously I'm relating to Friday night show to a great man who tried to prove to the public that or himself and everybody, that he was not breaking the law. And of course they stitched him up. And this could happen to me, because I'm doing the same as Mr. Shakespeare. I don't want to watch it anymore. And the aerial's not in the house, no connection to the TV anymore. And that's why I'm making these videos and making my channel relate to this on this month, as I've been doing it for a month. If we go back to his video, what he tries to explain to people about the case, it's on YouTube there for you to watch. If you go to his channel, he does explain to it what exactly happened, which I've watched and stuff. And so it was great to see him on the live chat show on a Friday night and explain his case. That was what he was trying to put across, and filmed it. Of course, they fabricated his evidence. The video was all fabricated, which the evidence. He filmed them while they were coming into his property. He filmed them, and of course they fabricated the evidence, which is here now, him fumbling around Mr. Shakespeare's house and property, which he did film him doing. He let him in the house. It was all organised to let him to come in and examine everything. Of course, he wasn't very good at what he was doing anyway. He was fumbling around. This is Doyle, well-known goon of the Gestapo, the kind of people who work for Capita. And of course, it's a complete joke in a way to see what he's doing. But of course, when they fabricated the evidence, this is what came about when he produced. This is why Mr. Shakespeare filmed it all, for evidence, of course. And I suppose the court had a copy of his video, because he did put it up on YouTube, as we're seeing now, basically. Whether this is the original, I don't. He did say he may have took it down because he was intimidated to take it down. Now you see there's a picture there on there, a picture on the television. I'm trying to, you'll have to get Mr. Shaky to sort of explain all this. I go through the video basically, but what actually happened. But the court case was thrown out basically because they it's coming up now. You can see the case as it's done. There's a clock there, 7:15. Remember that 7:15? Because he'll say to you that's what the clock was, 7:15, when this fit was being filmed at 7:15. And the fabricated evidence they did, the evidence they brought into court, that clock there at 7:15 on the corner of the TV didn't correspond with the film that was put on the TV, which they put on by some kind of a trick photography or whatever you want to call it. That's how they did it. So there's the clock there, and he proved that they he couldn't. What evidence they had was all concocted. Basically, it was a video they'd cocked up. They falsified evidence basically. So there you can see it. You know, the clock there's 7:15, and this was a great thing to see, because this could happen to me. I mean, if I actually let them in, because I've nothing to fear, I've got nothing terrestrial coming into the house. But in this day and age, you have to go through all this, let people in to examine something. It's a total joke, you know. If they've got detective hands and he's got there no signal there, there's no signal coming in. They can see there at 7:15, he's got no signal on the television. And the evidence they had against him, what he was watching on the TV wasn't this particular time, or no signal, whatever the evidence was. I can't really go into too much detail about it. But anyway, like I said, it was all concocted anyway, basically, and the case was thrown out against him. But like I said, I'm at this stage now. If they did come to my house and try to examine my property, I'd have to go through all this. There is another copy of it. This is evidence, another one. The following copy is original video. This is an original video, and no frozen image. I'm just trying to film this now, but and here he's trying to explain things to people, what actually happened. So this gentleman was on the Friday night show explaining, chatting about it, and it was great to see, because he's a YouTuber that should come back and try and do a few more things. And you can see here explaining about the image and the stuff, and how they falsified everything. So it's all on his channel, YouTube channel. I recommend you watching it and getting the facts from himself, and it's all there to explain to you. It's a bit more involved than this particular gentleman's going through. Mr. Belfield is going through. He's having actions against him by the police and stuff, all instigated by the BBC and stuff. So things haven't changed much. There's still harassment. The BBC, excuse me, but all this begs to believe what all this about a BBC license, when they, if they want a subscription, you just, if you want to cancel, you cancel, and that's it. You don't have to come around banging on people's door. And then this gentleman has got his door knocked off, completely wrong, and investigating him. So I'm going to leave it there, and I would think myself, obviously I've got cameras up and I'm not breaking any law, but when they send somebody like this around to fumigate your property, it does put you off a bit. But you've got to fight back and say, I don't want to watch you anymore. I don't want to watch the programs you're making. I don't want to watch it. And that's my right. I don't have to have a television's being broadcast. It's throwing it out, the signal. I've got no aerial, so I don't want it. I've took the aerial away, and you know, they'd have to come into my house and, like this gentleman here, and do all this, and it's stupid. They don't have to go do all this, because if they're on subscription, if you cancel your television license, you don't get Netflix coming round saying, can you buy another license, another subscription. They don't want it's and of course everything's on the computer now. Everything's on the internet, and of course that's another legal thing. I mean, like I said before, it's totally wrong. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, because I hope you like it, and hope you give us a thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe to the channel. But that's going to be more about this situation. As I'm going on this journey with you, I've cancelled my license, so I'm on this journey like Mr. Shakespeare, really. No license required at my household, and they've got to come and prove it now, I suppose. That's what they're going to try and do. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and hope to see you in the next one. And if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much.